Hey everybody, how you doing? It's Mark. I'm back with yet another unboxing video. I haven't done one of these in a couple of years. You may have seen the ones I did a while back. The PRS Chinese copy, the Gibson Les Paul Standard and Gibson Les Paul Custom Chinese copies. Got a lot of feedback on those guitars, some good, some bad. You know, everybody's got an opinion, they got to throw it out there. And I really haven't been purchasing too many guitars these days. Been kind of just using what I have in my collection for both the stage, studio, and some of the church work that I do. But, you know, every now and then we all get that feeling that we need to have a new guitar day. So I purchased Cozart Telecaster. Maple top, pretty straight, standard stuff. I'm not a big Tele guy. I really never was. I've owned a couple. I've had a Fender Telecaster in the past, and I had a Schecter Telecaster. And the Schecter Telecaster that I had was a maple top with two Duncan designed humbucker pickups with gold covers and gold hardware. It was a really elegant looking guitar. Didn't play all that bad. I think it was based on some sort of Pete Townshend model, because Pete Townshend used to play a Telecaster with the two humbuckers. It wasn't a bad guitar. So I just happened to be looking through eBay, just looking around to see what was for sale these days, because I really haven't been looking for guitars in quite some time. And I came across Cozart. They sell Telecasters of every color and configuration you can think of, and I've seen them sell for anywhere between $150 and $200. I know, right off the bat, there's going to be a whole bunch of you out there thinking, it's a $150, $200 guitar. How good could it possibly be? Here's my feeling. I've owned $4,000 Paul Reed Smith guitars, $2,000 Gibson Les Pauls. Yes, there is a significant difference between a $4,000 guitar and a $200 guitar. But honestly, if you can play well, you can make something sound decent. I know some people who have $4,000 Paul Reed Smith guitars and they can't play a lick worth their life. And I know some guys who have $200, $300, $400 guitars that can run rings around me, and I'm playing for 43 years now. So it just comes down to personal opinion, personal expression. I know I'm going to get a whole bunch of comments from all the purists saying that why bother, it's a piece of garbage. Hey man, you spend your money the way you want, I'll spend my money the way I want. I bought this guitar maybe just to tinker with it, to maybe drop some new pickups in, maybe drop in some locking tuners. But the idea is just to have some fun with it, maybe jam with it around the house, maybe do some basic recordings. If it ever shows up on stage, who knows? But without further ado, let's open it up. So the box came in, as you see it, from eBay, shipped from a seller in Mississippi. And came so far well packaged. You know, standard triangle-shaped guitar box. So let's see what's on the inside now. Take the cover off. Well, the first thing I noticed is the guitar came with a gig bag, but not shipped in the gig bag. Standard, thin, cheesy, I have to say, gig bag, but a gig bag nonetheless. Probably end up using one of my Roadrunner cases instead. The guitar comes with a couple of straps for the gig bag. Honestly, for a second I thought it was a guitar strap. But no, these are the straps for the shoulder, straps for the gig bag. Alright, what else do we have in here? We have a rather inexpensive guitar cable, as well as an Allen wrench to adjust the truss rod. Again, standard stuff, nothing expensive. This isn't exactly Planet Waves, but you don't expect to get that when you're purchasing a guitar that's reasonably priced. All right, the guitar itself is in standard plastic wrapping. The box had the usual styrofoam cutouts to keep the guitar in position. And so far, I don't see anything. Nothing looks broken, but we won't know until we take all this plastic off. Alright, so let's figure out how to get this stuff off of here. So far, it looks good. Nothing to complain about. I guess I just got to do the old kid on Christmas morning and just pull this stuff off. I don't want to take a chance of cutting it with my knife because I don't want to end up cutting it to the finish. And, well, I tell you, it's a pretty guitar. Very good looking guitar. All right, so far so good. It's got a maple cap. I'm assuming because of the thinness, it's a maple veneer. Looks pretty good. Definitely not a bad looking guitar as far as this maple veneer finish. I can tell it's a veneer only because of the thinness of it. All right, that's a very, very thin piece of maple veneer that's on there. Looks like it's got some natural binding. The body, I'm going to assume, is pine. I don't think it's maple. It's a very, very light body. Standard 6-in-line tuners. Non-locking, gold style hardware. And so far, I got to be honest with you, it visually looks pretty darn good. Back of the neck, nice maple neck, right? Even I always like the maple on the headstock. I like seeing grain. I'm a big fan of wood grain. On the headstock itself, let's see what it say here. It says custom handmade. Okay, for the price of this guitar, I highly doubt it was a handmade guitar. It says custom handmade there on the headstock, but I highly doubt it. Maple fingerboard, fret ends, a little rough, not gonna lie. They're a little rough, but a little crowning, a little work, and they're gonna sound fine. They're gonna feel fine, I'm sorry. 3-way selector switch. Okay, oops, I'll put it right here on the leg. Standard 3-way plus tone and volume knob. Nothing as far as a coil tap. Now, the pickups are definitely something I'm going to change without a doubt. This little standard humbucker, this little lipstick style single coil. This is the reason why I bought the guitar. I really like the idea of the humbucker and the single coil. I also like the idea of that lipstick tube pickup. Now, what I'm going to dump in there, I have no idea yet. I'm going to hear how these things sound, and I'll take it from there. I have been a big fan of Dragonfire pickups. They're a small, independently owned company out of Oregon. Really, really good pickups. I put them up there with any DiMarzios or any Duncans. Their price point is really, really good, and they're good communicators. You have questions, you reach out to these guys, they talk to you. So props to Dragonfire pickups. All right, as far as anything else, well, you know, bolt-on neck with 4 bolts, all gold hardware, as you can see, gold plate hardware. And again, it was this visual appeal of this maple cap with the gold hardware that really turned me on to this guitar. Action, surprisingly low. You know, a lot of times these guitars, the action is really, really high. I'm not really much of a high action man. Totally out of tune, of course, but we'll have to work on that. Action, again, not too high, not too bad. It can be lowered a little bit. That's why we're going to do a little neck adjustment. You know, one thing you got to understand with these guitars is anytime you buy, I guess, any guitar, and you're going to have it shipped, you're going to have to play with it. You're going to have to set up the action. You're going to have to, you know, get it to feel how you want it to feel. This video is simply unboxing. I'm not going to be working on doing a sound demo of this guitar. I want to take a couple of days to play with it myself and you know, really get to know the nuances, and then when the time is right, I'll make a sound review video for you guys to check out. Little stickers on the back of the headstock. Not too sure what that stuff's there for. Maybe it's just to protect the tuners. I don't know. But I'm going to have to figure that out. Standard 6-in-line tuners. They're definitely not locking tuners. They're definitely not Fender tuners. Again, I'm a big fan of hip shot locking tuners, so I'll probably end up throwing some on there. I do a lot of aggressive bending when I play, so I definitely need locking tuners. back in the 80s, yeah, I was a big fan of the lock nut and the Floyd Rose and the Kahler tremolos. But, you know, in my old age, I don't want to sit there and play with a million different lock nuts and have Allen wrenches flying all over the place. I prefer locking tuners. It makes string changing a lot simpler. But so far, so good. Again, visually, it's an appealing looking guitar. It's got the gold plate hardware on it. I really can't see any tremendous flaws in the finish. Again, it is a veneer. I'm not going to say that this is a full maple cap. Again, it's got the natural binding on it, but the binding to me doesn't seem to be a part of the actual finish. It looks like this is a veneer that's glued on. But even still, it's a piece of maple. It doesn't look like a photograph, because sometimes you get these guitars that what you think is the top, that's a piece of maple, it's not even a veneer. It's a photograph that's been glued on and then clear coated. This is definitely a piece of veneer. You can see the thickness in it. It's not paper. Again, you're going to have to tune it up, hear how it sounds. I'll do a review of that one of these days, probably pretty soon. And I'm not expecting much out of these pickups. I know a lot of times with these foreign-made guitars, their pickups are not wax potted, and unless the pickups are wax potted, the windings are going to vibrate something fierce, and when you play it at high volumes and you play with a lot of distortion, you're going to get a lot of squeal. So I don't want to take the time to wax pot the pickups myself. I'd rather buy good wax potted pickups. That's about it. It looks pretty good. Input jack is on the bottom, as you can see, and again, gold-plated input jack. Gold-plated knobs, gold-plated bridge, gold-plated neck single coil pickup. Definitely not jumbo frets. These are a little on the smaller side, but you know, to be expected for a Fender style neck. Again, gold tone tuning pegs with real string trees there that I really appreciate. It takes some of the stress off those strings. Exposed oh my god, I lost the word for it there. Truss rod. Oh my god. Sorry about that, guys. Exposed truss rod opening makes it a lot easier than standard PRS or Gibson style guitars where you have to take the truss rod cover off. You can get right in there with the Allen wrench that they did include. And again, feels light. I'm going to say this guitar is about maybe 6.5, 7 pounds. It's not a heavy guitar, to say the least. It could be a chambered body for all we know. Got the little cover for the electronics cavity here. Probably will open this thing up in my next video and take a look-see in there just to see what's going on. And again, I'm going to be making a sound review video in the next couple of days. Just want to have a chance to play with it, get all the tones out of it, and see what we have, and take it from there. All right, guys? Appreciate you watching. I always appreciate the feedback, both good and bad. I'm a big boy. I can take it. And again, stay safe during this COVID. I know it's a little crazy out there. We're all doing the best we can. And that's probably one of the reasons why I bought the guitar, is I'm getting a little bored working from home, and there's only so much grilling and stuff I can do. So playing guitar is another passion, along with grilling and the motorcycles and the sports cars and whatnot. So that's why I made this purchase. And again, I am not saying that this is going to be up there with a $1,500 Fender Tele. No. Do you get what you pay for? Sometimes you do. And also sometimes you get these little hidden gems that are way beyond the price point as far as sound and quality. So, you know, yeah, buyer beware and all, but for less than $200, it looks pretty good. We'll see how it sounds. All right, folks, we're out. As always, stay safe, comment, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.